This year's toys will hit the market with ear-shattering technical brilliance, and it is clear that the electronic chips, the microprocessors, and the computers which make these work are as firm a part of today's toy world as teddy bears and roller skates. Some of the new electronic games have an added dimension. The electronic game industry is highly competitive. 10 million video games are expected to be sold this year, and the technology has spread into small handheld games selling for as little as $10. Space wars and sports battles are the surest selling themes, and yet there are not so many new games as there are old games being played in new ways, and favorites of the penny arcades being reincarnated in the electronic age. Charles Bierbauer, ABC News, New York.
Different, five different things. So draw. It even sounds out the score, and you'll always want another shot. Draw from Coleco.
The electronic games being promoted here have jumped from the television screen into the three-dimensional world of your den or living room. Many of this year's games do not need to be hooked up to the television set, and there seems to be no limit on the number that the computer can spew forth.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
Attention, this is your home from Coleco, #1 in electronic fun.
Race through space. Through showers of meteors and asteroids, you pilot your ship at the speed of light, dodging cosmic hazards.
I'm losing weight.
They're coming at us. What? Enemy spaceships gaining.
Master shoots down space invaders with an electronic beam. Plays on any war.
I think we're at the forefront of a technological revolution in microelectronics, which offers very exciting opportunities for toy and game manufacturers like ourselves.
Yeah, I do.
3, 4. Brilliant explosions mark direct hits. The skill sensor controls the firing range. The Space Blaster sights the enemy and puts you in control. The Space Blaster by Coleco, #1 in electronic fun.
Go ahead.
Wait till I rewind it.
Go.
But when you beat the bad guy to the draw, draw plays #1 in electronic fun.
Let's see, we gotta see.
Time when you race through space. Race through space. The game that challenges your skill as a space pilot.
I made 95,000 light years.
Race Through Space by Coleco, #1 in electronic fun.
Playback. I think I just gotta bust the table and see. Just make sure you're spilling the grape. Okay. I'll just change the cable, put another one in the box. Wasn't hearing anything?
Respond to my questions. Mr. Greenberg, are we reaching a point where we're hitting a saturation in the number of things that can be done with electronics, or even the number that can be sold?
Well, I don't think we're anywhere near close to saturation. I think we're really right at the very beginning of the electronic revolution insofar as it applies to the toy and game industry. We've seen several years of exciting developments in the video game field, and now quite a few manufacturers, particularly ourselves, are applying that basic technology and coming up with all kinds of new game ideas, including many that are held in the hand. I think the opportunities really are relatively unlimited. I see us actually on the threshold of technology which will truly revolutionize the toy and game industry, and I think we'll see its effects for many years to come.
And that means that the sales will continue?
Oh, I think they'll grow. Prices will grow. I think margins for manufacturers will grow, but more important, I think the consumer will be given an opportunity to have a more dazzling, more exciting array of toy and game choices than ever before. They'll be at prices that I think are very affordable. They'll do things that have never before been done, and from a quality and reliability standpoint, I think they'll set new records. I think it's an exciting time for everyone in the toy industry, the manufacturer, the retailer, and the consumer. Thank you.
What's known as take two.
Okay.
Mr. Greenberg, are we reaching a point where there's a limit on what you can do with all this computer technology?
No, I'm very happy to say I think where things can be done in the way of video games, and this year companies like Coleco are showing how that technology can be applied to other kinds of games that don't require the TV set. Games that blast away at targets, games that can be held in the hand, educational games, pinball machines, and other kinds of very exciting products.
What's going to happen to prices?
Well, I think prices in certain areas will fall as the price of basic electronic components falls. We've seen this generally in the consumer electronics business. The nice thing about that, I think, is that the ultimate winner is the consumer. He gets, for lower prices, items that do more, that are much more exciting, and certainly are much more reliable and take up less room.
So we're going to see constantly more and different types of games and more affordable games?
Yes, I think you hit it right on the head. More and better and more affordable. I think everyone is going to be very, very happy who's associated with the toy and game industry, particularly the consumer, the person who counts. Okay.
Go. Got it.
So.
The electronic games being promoted here have jumped from the television screen into the three-dimensional world of your den or living room. Many of them being sold this year will not need to be connected to the television, and there seems to be no limit on the number of games that a computer can spew forth. Okay.
Game ends when you win.
Close the book. Close the book and stop. That's the beginning, that's the start. Did you put it on rewind first?
No.
Open the book. And take your hands away. Press it again. All right.
No, very different.
Show its hands up.
Want me to show pushing the button?
Yeah.
I can hook it on to the lights if you want me to hook it on.
It's okay. Good. Okay, take your hand up.
Whoa, terrific. You can shake the machine a little.
can?
Sure. Yeah, you're not done yet.
All right, all right. I guess I'm not as pinball wizard. Oh, that was good.
Come on. The game's not over yet.
You know what happens? They come down so
Don't get
fast.
discouraged.
What's your price on this one?
This one is $74.50.
It's over. I did.
Game over.
I know. I'm so tired.
Plunger. We're ready.
Good.
Okay, kid. You'd better be fast because you're up against the best. Wait for him to make the first move and draw. You get the raspberries when you lose and draw. The new electronic challenge by Coleco.
Pill feature, the game over silent one. It has 40 different.
You race again. Coleco's space.
Lighting up UFO electronic pinball by Coleco with computerized space sounds. The excitement